Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So guys, in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action, and of course on the top of that we are going to cover a couple of interesting Bitcoin and altcoin charts too. So guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. And now let's hop into Kaspa itself. So let's have a look at the dashboard first of all, alright? Kaspa is currently trading at 15 cents. The volume is sitting at 84 million USD and market cap is sitting at 3.6 billion USD. If it comes to ranking, Kaspa is currently sitting at number 26. Now the current reward is 104 Kaspa. The next one is going to be 98 Kaspa. The next reduction is scheduled in 19 days. We are sitting at 83% mined and the hash rate is sitting at 333 per hash per second. As we speak, all-time highs is sitting at 358 per hash per second. Alright, now quick update if it comes to addresses holding over 10,000 Kaspas. So in the last 48 hours, which I believe at the time of recording this video is 14th of June, we were sitting at 76,940. Now we are sitting at 77,190, which gives us 250 new holders holding over 10,000 Kaspa. Now, if it comes to 100k, we are sitting at 50 new holders in the last 48 hours. So now guys, let's have a look at the chart, alright? The chart doesn't necessarily look so juicy. First things first, this is a 2-hourly time frame. And unfortunately, we have lost this level of support, which was at 15 cents. Now we are currently supported at this level of support in here, which is a temporary level of support. Now, if we would dip a bit lower, the next technical level of support would be around area of 14 cents. So it's not a huge dip. Nevertheless, that is going to be 6% towards the downside if we are going to experience continuation of that pullback towards the downside. Now guys, let's actually have a look at 4-hourly time frame to see what is going on for Kaspa, right? So from the standpoint of 4-hourly time frame for Kaspa, we have bottomed out now. So most likely we are going to see that reversal. Please don't get me wrong, because of course we can also trade here for a while. Nevertheless, you know, the fuel on the 4-hourly time frame is definitely here to see potentially that the retest of that, you know, resistance now at 15 cents. Now let's actually switch it to the daily and let's see what's going on the daily time frame, guys. So on the daily time frame, this is what's going on, right? We have basically almost bottomed out and reached that level which I set as a floor if it comes to, you know, stochastic RSI, and we have never dipped below that level. So now, depending of course on what BTC doing and, you know, just in general the market itself, right, Kaspa could potentially, you know, trade here for a while. Nevertheless, I believe it's definitely better to purchase Kaspa here, you know, rather than here, right? So this is the thing, right? Kaspa do have some fuel, but obviously we'll have to see that, you know, retest of that level as a resistance and hopefully flip it into support in foreseeable future, and then we are going to have, you know, different types of conversations. But of course, you know, in my personal humble opinion, that cap and handle pattern is still, you know, in play. I do believe that this is, you know, short-term breakout, short-term sell-off, and obviously people are currently in what disbelief, right? This is, you know, many people are pulling back out of crypto, hashtag paper hands. So now let's have a look at the weekly time frame, guys. So if it comes to weekly time frame, right, we are still, you know, significantly far away from that, you know, orange line for stochastic RSI. Nevertheless, the blue line is, you know, bending towards the right side, which could technically mean that we could see something like this. This is something that we don't want to see, but potentially this could be it, you know, if it comes to pumped for a Kaspa on a weekly time frame. Of course, you know, I can be wrong, but nevertheless, you know, that is going, you know, pretty much this way, which is, you know, not necessarily great. Obviously we are waiting for these catalysts, you know, such as KRC20 standards to being implemented, and of course we are waiting for these news of exchanges actually listing Kaspa. So when is that going to happen? I believe it's going to happen this year, but you know, let's monitor and actually see of what is going to happen. Now let's throw the rainbow at it, all right? So if it comes to the rainbow, guys, we are being supported if it comes to the rainbow, and things are looking healthy. Yes, it is boring. Nevertheless, you know, if it comes to standpoint of power of low for Kaspa, you know, everything is going according to the plan. Unfortunately, things are going very, very slowly. Nevertheless, I still do believe that Kaspa is going to see, you know, that 30-40 cents level in, let's say, coming weeks, months, who knows, we are going to see, but that is yet to come in my personal humble opinion. opinion. And now guys, let's actually have a look at bubbles. So that is a daily chart, and at the moment we do have Uniswap as a winner. We've got Pendo, and that's about it pretty much. Kaspa is suffering, quite a bit, as of today. minus 9.1% on a daily time frame. So if it comes to hourly time frame, guys, market is pretty much going sideways, and you know, it is boring, just like on a weekly and on a monthly time frame. This is what we've got, right? Nevertheless, guys, I do believe that things like that are going to happen, you know, such as obviously yearly time frame, but I do believe that, you know, end of that year or probably the third quarter of this year, we are going to see something like this for most of the altcoins. Now let's cover a couple of charts to actually understand of what is going on from macro perspective. And shout out to Crypto. This is a total market cap that is excluding Bitcoin on a 2-weekly chart, which means that market cap of Ethereum is also included into that too. Okay, then so Crypto is saying that people are freaking out, but altcoins are only doing a retest like in 2020, 2021. 2024 still has a lot in store for us. So guys, let's have a look what he's talking about, right? 2020, 2021, right? So we had this bear cycle, obviously we had crash, etc. Then we had, you know, the exit out of that accumulation zone, then retest as a support, and then obviously sideways price action a little bit, not that much of a huge pumps on the 2-weekly time frame. Nevertheless, you can clearly see what happened after that. So let's have a look at this current cycle. Obviously that was our bear cycle, right? The first pump outside of that accumulation zone, which is also, you know, outside of that resistance level that led us back to the previous cycle, and now we are experiencing that retest as a support. Nevertheless, in my personal humble opinion, this is what's going to happen for altcoins in foreseeable future. And now another altcoin chart. So did you know that altcoins are only at the relative beginning of the bull cycle? The QQE indicator shows this very clearly. In past cycles such as 2016 or 2020, the bull market has lasted at least 1 year since the first green bar. So first of all, we are currently sitting at what, 4 green bars. Nevertheless, guys, let's have a look. 2016, right, when we first flipped green and it comes to that bar, then we had this, and this is the type of mountain we have experienced on that indicator. Now 2020, right, the first bar, and this is where we are at the moment if it comes to the candlesticks, right? So we saw another mountain, and this is what we are currently experiencing now. I personally think that this mountain is going to be similar to that one due to the fact of inflows from ETFs, but of course I could be wrong. Nevertheless, we are still on the beginning, all right? And by the way, that is a total market cap that is excluding Bitcoin on a monthly chart. Now, shout out to the scalping pro, and this is inverted chart. Looks like Bitcoin is going to dump hard. So, well, it is going to dump hard, but towards the opposite direction, because obviously that's inverted chart. So we do have that head and shoulder pattern. Obviously, this is a bearish sign. Nevertheless, on inverted chart, this is bullish sign, right? So we do have targets of 90,000 USD, which I'm talking about on the channel for a while, just like guys on Twitter too. So let's have a look at this Bitcoin chart from the perspective of sideways after halving. So 2016 we had sideways after halving that took for a while, and after that this is what we saw in 2017. Now we've got 2020, this is the sideways after the halving that we are experiencing at the moment. Nevertheless, after that, you know, this is what we have experienced, and now another time when we are experiencing sideways after halving. So in my opinion, this is just a calm before the storm. And now shout out to Trader Tardigrade. Bitcoin daily chart is super bullish. BTC is holding up above the red support line on a converging triangle. If BTC breaks above the green resistance line, it would have a decent bull run. So guys, this pattern is bullish, right? And you know, everything again is pointing out to the fact that we are going to trend towards the upside. But anyways, let's check out what Titan of Crypto has got for us, right? So this is a weekly chart for Bitcoin, and this chart is basically showing the perspective of institutional bias. He's saying that BTC is currently retesting a bullish institutional bias, as it usually does during a bull market. So let's have a look at cycle number 3, right? We had these 2 deviations, right? And then we had the retests, right? After these retests of the moving averages, we saw a huge pumps, right, for BTC. Then we had the, you know, retests, right? And every single time we are retesting these moving averages, you know, we are experiencing pumps that are quite further away from these moving averages. Nevertheless, it's creating new highs for BTC. So let's have a look at cycle number 4, which is the current cycle. We have 2 retests, then we had 1 deviation, and now we do have another retest, right? So this is the retest that we have experienced not that long ago, and of course we can technically still go sideways for a while. Nevertheless, you know, the long-term picture for BTC is definitely bullish. And now guys, this is a weekly chart, all right? So Titan of Crypto is saying that consolidation before resuming its run. Majority already losing it, while BTC is just consolidating at key level. Like each like each and every time, it will get caught off guard while arguing how much lower price could go. This time is no different. Guys, let's have a look. So this is the key level, you know, in the previous cycle, and this is where we are, you know, hovering around, you know, the previous all-time highs for BTC, and obviously that was boring and people were losing it, right? Losing their patience and selling with loss. And I'm not talking about BTC, I'm talking about other projects, because obviously back then there was no Kaspa. Nevertheless, we saw, you know, a proper parabola after that. The previous cycle in 2020, 2021, we had a consolidation, and after that, you know, we had a huge pump. So this is the consolidation that we are currently experiencing, which is obviously boring. Nevertheless, if we are going to compare these previous two cycles, I don't think this time is different. And now shout out to Crypto EA. And now guys, if we are going to compare now and before, so let's have a look. 2017, and this is for a Bitcoin, right? So in 2017, let's have a look. Two circles which mark the bottom of the previous cycle, right? Well, previous cycle. Then we had the first breakout, which we have experienced as well, and then we had the first leg up, which we have experienced as well, and now we are entering that, you know, sideways rectangle or whatever, in which Crypto EA has targets of, let's say, 500k. So is that possible in this cycle? In my personal humble opinion, 500k for BTC is possible. Nevertheless, we should remember about taking profits along the way, so we don't left holding our bags for the next cycle. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching this quick update. I hope that you have guys enjoyed, and I wish you have a great day. Peace and love, crypto.